When it was revealed that the Prime Minister had brought a convicted terrorist along on his trip, he claimed that it was a backbench MP who had arranged it. Now he claims that it was the Indian government that did it through a conspiracy. Is he alleging that his own backbench MP is part of a conspiracy orchestrated by the Indian government?
Very Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I've already answered that question. However, I understand that the opposition wants to keep this line of questioning because they prefer talking about anything other than Budget 2018, which includes so many positive initiatives for the middle class and those working hard to join it. One of these is the Canada Workers Benefit, which we are not only strengthening, but we are also making accessible to an additional 300,000 low-income workers. The opposition will stay focused on us, but we will continue to focus on Canadians.
Order. 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 As I said earlier, members don't have confidence in the public to make decisions and assessments about things that are said in this place and the questions and the answers and the quality thereof. Members ought to understand that the Speaker is not empowered to comment on any of those things. Members should listen. The Honourable Member for Carleton.
The Prime Minister wants to talk about the budget. So in what year will it be balanced?
Hey. In the last elections, Canadians were given a choice between investment and austerity. Canadians chose investment, and it worked. Over the last 2 years, the Canadian government, the Canadian economy has created more than 500,000 jobs. Canada has the best debt-to-GDP ratio of all G7 countries, the highest growth of any of the G7 countries, and we have the lowest unemployment in 40 years. As is usually the case, Mr. Speaker, Canadians were right in their choice.
Member for Carleton.
As is usual, the Prime Minister was wrong in the choice he presented them. He said the deficit this year would be $6 billion. Instead, it's $18 billion, 3 times bigger. He said next year the budget would be balanced. Now we learn that it won't be for another quarter century, during which time he will add, or some future government will add, $500 billion in debt, presuming there is no more spending. So once again, when will the budget be balanced?
Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, under the Harper Conservatives, they added $150 billion to our national debt and had no growth to show for it. The worst growth rates since the Great Depression under Stephen Harper. We chose investment. Canadians chose investment in them, in their communities, in their futures, and it is delivering with the highest growth rate in the G7, the best record on job creation in a long time, over 500,000 jobs created in the past 2 years, and the lowest unemployment in 40 years. Canadians made the right choice, not their choice.
The Honourable Member for Carleton.
Well, there's no question the Prime Minister has inherited great fortune. A strong world economy, doubling of oil prices on our American customers south of the border, driving up demand, and this government is blowing every penny of it. The deficit is 3 times what they promised. The deficit will continue for a quarter century and amount to almost $500 billion in new debt. So I ask for a third time, maybe this time he can answer it. In what year will the budget be balanced?
Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, when we presented a plan for investment instead of the austerity plan they were presenting, Canadians supported us because they knew we would invest while maintaining fiscal discipline. We have the lowest debt-to-GDP ratio in the G7, better than the U.S., better than the U.K., better than Germany, and it's decreasing every single year. That is fiscal responsibility while at the same time we're investing in Canadians, in their communities, in the future that Canadians need. That is the choice Canadians made 2 years ago, and that is what's delivering for Canadians.